Hello, this is Julie from Bubble Bows Crafts. Thank you for joining me, and today I just have a very simple little flip top box that would be ideal for holding maybe lipsticks or lip gloss as a little gift, or even some treats possibly. So I'm going to show you how to make these today. I'll put these to one side. To do this you will need a piece of cardstock, and this needs to measure 10 inches by 3 inches. And before I do any scoring I'm going to do some stamping, and I'm using the Flower Shop set, and I'm using this image here. So I'm going to bring in 2 lots of ink. I have Blushing Bride, and I also have Strawberry Slush. So bringing in my image, I'm then going to go into the lighter colour, Blushing Bride, and just randomly stamp all over the cardstock, just building up the design. You can obviously build this up as much or as little as you would like, and of course you could also do this with designer series paper. I'm now bringing in the Stampin' Scrub, and I'm going to clean off the stamp, and then I'm going to go back in to the Strawberry Slush and just fill in some gaps. And obviously you can fill it in as much as you would like. That's all the stamping done, so I can pop these to one side so I don't put my hands in it. I'm going to get rid of this so that it doesn't confuse things. And then at this point I'm going to bring in the scoreboard, and as always don't worry about any of the sizes or the scoring. Click in the see more and there will be a link that will take you straight over to this project. So with your cardstock in the scoreboard with the long side at the top, we need to score at 1 inch, 4.5, 5.5, and again at 9. And then rotating your cardstock so the short side is now at the top, we score again at 1 and at 2. Put this out the way. Then we can come along and we can just burnish all of the score lines that we've just made. This will help to give a nice crisp finish to the box. Excuse me. And then when you're looking at your cardstock in the landscape motion, I hope you can see this, you'll have 4 score lines that run up to the little score line across here, and we're just going to take a cut and a little notch from these score lines. So taking your scissors, following the line and taking a little notch. Getting a little notch from this square here. This would just help to make it all sit flush when we put the box together. Then rotating the cardstock and do exactly the same on the other side. These to one side. And then because of the way that the box closes up, obviously it folds over in this fashion, we can then choose which you would like to be as the bottom or the base. I'm going to choose this part here, and then to make a little thumb grip I'm just using the 7/8 of an inch scallop circle, and just in this little tab here you've got a little square in the centre. I'm just going to pop the punch just a little way in to that square and eyeballing it, and take a little notch out so that you've then got your thumb grip. we can then go along and put this all together. So on all the little tabs that we've just made, just put some adhesive on. I'm going to use some liquid glue. So going round, popping your glue on. And then where this notch is, I know this is now my lid, so I'm going to start with the base. So taking in your tab, folding up the side and stick that into place. I'm going to do the same with these two here, bringing them in and just line them up and stick them down. And you can do exactly the same with the lid, so taking the tab in and bringing it up at the side. There we go, and that is the box then complete. Then we can go on and do our decoration. So I'm going to be using the Simply Wonderful set and You're the Best here. So I'm going to take my stamp and I'm going to go into the strawberry slush, and I'm just going to stamp one of them out, and then using the modern label bracket, I'm just going to punch that out. And then taking a piece of the Blushing Bride cardstock and using the modern label punch again, punch one of them out. And then using the Itty Bitty Accents, the flower punch, I'm going to punch out a flower from the Blushing Bride as well. And then we can start building this all together. So I'm going to take some rhinestones and I'm going to pop a rhinestone in the centre of the flower. And then just in this corner of this sentiment, I'm going to pop on another rhinestone. And what I did forget to do is just sponge the edges. So I'm just taking the sponge into the strawberry slush and just quickly inking around the edges. Try not to get it over this rhinestone. There we go. And then I'm going to take a dimensional and I'm going to stick that onto the Blushing Bride label, peel off the backing, and then I'm just going to offset the sentiment on the top so that it reveals from behind. And taking another couple of dimensionals onto the back. Just bring the box back in and just pop that into the centre onto the box, and then using a glue dot, just going to pop one onto the back of the flower, and then just up in this corner here, sticking that flower down, and then you can just bring up the edges of the flower to make it 3D. And that's it, it's all complete. So it's very quick, very simple, but I think they're rather sweet and they'd be lovely for little gifts or treats, etc., or maybe even for a craft fair. So I do hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye.